shoot. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right. All right. Well, first things first, I need to change this because I totally forgot to do it before I went live. All right, that looks good. Okay, so hello everybody, back with another stream. So yesterday, as part of the Pokemon Presents presentation, a couple games were added to the Nintendo Switch Online. Those were the Pokemon Trading Card game on Game Boy Color, and also we got Pokemon Stadium 2. So yeah, this was along with the first Stadium, and along with a couple of other games. They were one of the few. This is one of the few games that I played regularly in the short time that I had my PlayStation, not PlayStation, Nintendo 64. At least before the GameCube. So uh a few new features, but also a bunch of returning ones like the stadium, mini games, and the Gym Leader castle. Just with a kind of a few things, kind of in the mix. Like last time, I'll start with like a free battle. Go up against the computer. Kind of have a normal mode. Have things anything goes, and we'll have it like in a free battle. And of course, since we can't connect with the games, we can only do rental Pokemon. Let's sort things out by the old Pokedex. So, this is since this is going on Gen 2, kind of Gen 2 rules. Not only do we have the Jodomon in here as well, but we also have stuff like the physical special split, as well as the new Dark and Steel types. So I am gonna pick some. Oh man, that's not good. Zap Cannon, man. It's good. It's a powerful move, but good luck trying to hit with it without lock on or mind reader. Okay, let's get Espeon here, and Umbreon isn't too bad either. What does Quagsire have? Surf Haze, Slowking. Okay, Mischievous. Unknown. Wobbuffet. How Fortress? Not the worst. Scizor, what do you got? Oh, man. That's kind of really the only down thing of using rental Pokemon. Their moves suck, to put it lightly. Artillery. Artillery probably wouldn't be too bad. Really? what? I'd rather have the Kingdra. Of course, why on earth would you have frustration? Let's see. You know what? Let's add Dawn in there. And computer, I think we'll just. Here, I guess for the computer, we'll go with Pokemon that I would like to use, but don't really have good moves. So yeah, we'll do Typhlosion. Yeah, we'll do Crobat. Do Lantern. Quagsire, Mischievous. Okay, we will get all 6 kind of going here, so... Cal is the trainer that, in the Gen 2 games, if you weren't connected, to like a link cable, and had a trainer fight, you would fight Cal instead, and you would have level 50, Gen 2 starters. So, let's see. We'll start with Water. Ah, I could have done Twister. Here, we'll do Waterfall again, and then like after that we'll do Twister. Man, it just lunged itself at us like it was a buzzsaw. Yeah, but I think they did the same announcer as the first game. So yeah, kind of like how Gen 2 games were kind of a massive quality of life to the Gen 1 counterparts. I mean, not to the same degree, but this was also a good quality of life upgrade in a sense. Okay, well, Waterfall isn't really going to do much to this, so we're kind of stuck with using Twister. Oh, man. Maybe frustration? I don't know. Oh, dang. Although frustration is just basically based, and as well as return is based on friendship values. It says you're using random type Pokemon. You're not going to get much really out of either of them. Okay, I mean, Donphan is probably going to be our best bet, even though it's ground type. And last time I checked, Lantern is also a water type and has water moves. So this will be interesting. Yep, I knew you were going to go exactly for that. Whew, boy. I kind of needed that. All right. May as well try to get a good hit in before it gets knocked out. Serviceable. Ride that surf! Man. I don't really have the best kind of stuff for Quagsire, so... Umbreon's probably going to be my next go at it. Because I know Umbreon is pretty tanky, so... attack, maybe? Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Umbreon's a little on the tankier side, but it's also not really, it doesn't really have a whole lot of power behind it. Which, I mean, depending on what exactly you're going for, could be really good. But yeah, I think the other... But it also... with Generation 2, there is no abilities, there are no natures, and the attacks are still based on type. So regardless of what the kind of attack it kind of makes you think it is, if it's dark type, it's physical. If it's like water type, it's special. Currently playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Well, I hope you're having fun. Oh wait, I think Dark... I might have had it wrong. Dark is special. Oh, I think it did Dynamic Punch. That's why it was super effective. Man, I kind of wish I had my Donphan out. Okay, Heracross, you might be up next. Alright, that's kind of what I needed. Please don't hit. Ah, oh, come on, man. Come on! Who hits with Zap Cannon twice in a row? Alright. Espeon, you're gonna kind of have to be put to work a bit. It's a ghosty. It doesn't have the poison type too, so I can't really take advantage of that. It also has pretty good special defense too. Of course you're going for Shadow Ball. Psybeam is pretty much the only attack I got. Thankfully, it's Skarmory, because, well, I mean, this is actually, this is actually an older thing that'll actually work in my favor, until Generation 6. Oh, man, you have... Oh, come on, man. But as I was going to say, until Generation 6, Ghost and Dark type. Ghost and Dark types were not effective against Steel. They did change that in Generation 6, though. And I pretty much lost because, yeah, Typhlosion was last, and I have a Steel type that's paralyzed. Okay. Still made for a pretty good warm-up. Alright, so now that we kind of gotten used to... oh, yeah, that's right, I need to move with the control pad. Let's actually do some stadium fights. Alright, so the Challenge Cup, you have to do a pre-select team, but then you get Little Cup, which is only level 5, Pokemon, Poke Cup, which is just basically the kind of more generic cup, and the Prime Cup, which is like you gotta do that, you gotta play with the big max stats, max numbers. Moves may vary, but let's do Little Cup. Little Cup is just basically early evolutions. And what else? What else would I like to have? Let's try the Little Cup with this. Battle 1. What was that look of scored? Okay, so this will be interesting because we don't know which 3 our challenger will pick. Okay, well, I see. You got 2 water types, so... But I don't know if you're going to start with a water type. Okay, and you got... Let's see. Would also be handy. We also got a couple of Pokemon that could be susceptible to grass, so we'll have Chikorita and just to kind of get something going. We'll also have Larvitar out. Okay, I mean, not the worst. Let's see. Let's see if we can get an attract off. Try to mobilize it a bit. Yeah. Taking advantage of hormones for the win. Let's also confuse it. Let's do Swift, cause I don't wanna take any chances with Zap Cannon just yet. Mankey is confused. And it hit itself. Nice, nice. Let's see if we can pull off the same kind of strats, so to say. Man, this is gonna actually be pretty useful. But yeah, one of the things that I kind of want to bring up, I didn't really thought it necessary to kind of bring to do kind of a reaction or post reaction to the Pokemon Presents video, because aside from a couple of things, one of which was the Scarlet and Violet DLC, and among a couple of other things, like, you know, this and the trading card game coming to the Nintendo Switch Online, there wasn't really a whole lot of stuff that grabbed my attention. There were plenty of stuff that I thought was pretty neat, but at the same time, the announcements were really dragged out. The presentation was, like, you know, nearly 35 minutes long, but it could have, like, easily got everything it needed to say in, like, 15 to 20. And the other thing is that I need to kind of consider a little bit of adjustment to my stream setup, because as it happens, my grandmother is going to be moving in after being in the hospital for 5 weeks, namely because she fell on her head while she was grocery shopping. She was trying to load stuff into her car and then kind of fell on her head. So she had a skull fracture. She had some excess bleeding around the brain, and she had, like, what is considered like pre-stroke conditions, which probably could have created the kind of the situation what could have caused the fall in the first place. Yeah, once she's cleared, she is going to be moving in for a bit before we could see whether or not she can go back to living on her own. It'll probably be for an extended time, at least a few weeks, if not more. You know, and we'll see how she, you know, is before we find it okay for her to live on her own, if at all. If she's just gonna remain here with us. So the only room that is available is a guest room that is next to my bedroom, which is where I'm streaming from. Now, the walls are kind of thin, so if say my grandmother wanted to go to bed at, say, around this time, uh, I have the TV volume down low, just for stream purposes as it is. But she still might hear me talking because I have to have my voice loud enough so the mic can pick it up. Otherwise, it gets kind of cut out, as I've kind of been noticing when I like watch playback. And it's been happening even in recent ones too. So that's just something that I got to work on, but I can't really work on it if I have to be quieter. If my grandmother wants to rest, so I am going to have to figure out how to do streaming. I will either have to kind of change the time, that I'm streaming. So I'll have to probably focus on doing stuff in the morning or earlier afternoon, or I'm gonna have to find another room to where I could set things up and stream. So I may even need to have extra time to kind of set up and all that stuff. Okay, so we got a lot of normal Pokemon and one flying. So Larvitar could probably easily kind of give them all a bad time. Togepi is also a pretty good option, and no, I can't go wrong with Cyndaquil. So yeah, it is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So just gonna need to make the necessary adjustments so that but I won't know exactly what those adjustments entail until she's cleared to come home. Well, to come to the home where my family and I are at. Obviously, she can't go into her own home for the time being right away. Especially because, the recovery process took a lot longer than we were kind of hoping for. And a nose dig. Man, I wish I had Earthquake. But yeah, I mean, she's in her mid-80s, so it was something that was going to happen at some point. It's just when it happens, you're never really prepared for it, and it's just been kind of hard, Okay, that strategy didn't really work the way I wanted it to, so ah, man. Sorry, I'm just checking something on my phone real quick. Oh, they are both out. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking on something on my phone real quick. Alright. I mean, after this, I'm gonna go back to Kingdom Hearts because I want to get as much of that done as I possibly can. For two reasons. One is, the fact that my grandmother is going to be coming over soon, and two, it's also kind of a way to kind of get me to pick something after Kingdom Hearts because I haven't quite decided on what to stream afterwards. After that. Well, that was quick. Well, you're probably gonna have to wait a bit because I don't. I think at least until the next booster pass, I'm not. I don't think I'm planning on going back to Mario Kart anytime soon. Oh, so only these two cups have the Pokeball, Great Ball, Master Balls, but the other two is just the. What do I want in my team? It could be worse, I guess. You have nothing but bug Pokemon. Okay. This is probably going to be pretty quick fight. Even the nickname kind of still pronounces it as Caterpie. Dang, and a crit for good measure too. There goes the battle. Perfect. Extra, continue. I guess these things happen. Yep, I guess these things do happen. Alright, well, you're basically all about the Watermon, so... Go Meganium! Tweet! Are you a bird? As far as I am concerned, Twitter wasn't invented at the time this game was made. I probably should have reflected it if he was going to do the belly drum. But Body Slam is a normal move, and with my Ghost type, you're not going to be able to hit it. I can only hope that Thunder will hit. It's kind of a high risk, high reward move. And I got a high reward indeed. That was that was for one-shotting my Meganium, you jerk. Okay, I think the team is kind of protected against status ailments for 5 turns with safeguards. So yep. Good job, Michushvitz. And this is the gen where you didn't even get your evolution yet. Alright, Hiker. Yeah, a lot of rock and ground type and 1 fighting Pokemon, so we are gonna see with for Alligator, Meganium, and Furet. For Alligator! Water gun may not exactly be my first choice for a water move, but it also does times 4 damage, so yeah.
That was just too quick. Will this turn into a one-sided battle? Oh, it's the top. The number of remaining Pokemon is 3 to 2. This battle outcome still
Dig would
on.
probably do more.
It dug its way underground.
Dig a hole!
It's getting primed for action. A hot battle is unfolding. What now? Oh, a blow to the weak spot.
Critical hit, nice.
What's this? Yes, it's a hit. They're both
Smart move using a critical hit boosting move and then using a move that can only do the damage by how high its level is.
What's next? Whoops, that missed. It's a fierce battle. How's that? A light pass. What'll it do? Great hit. Sparks are flying from both competitors.
Water gun.
There's the attack.
Pew!
Down it goes. There's only one Pokemon left to come out. Oh, it's Sudowoodo. This is the last Pokemon. The white hot battle continues.
Not gonna say it. Not gonna say it.
That worked perfectly. What now?
Roll out.
A light hit. That was a glancing blow. The heated action.
How is that a crit?
There it goes. A powerful blow. Rollout attack. Right, that's a hit. Oh, it has no strength left. The next Pokemon needs to be.
Alright, Furet should be able to take care of it.
Oh, it's Spark. Will the next hit decide the
Ice Punch? Ice Punch.
There, Ice Punch. The hit lands.
Dang!
Whoa, that was close. What'll it do? Great hit. They're both hanging tough. Now one more. Wham! The last Pokemon goes down. And there goes the battle.
Okay, so half of your Pokemon are electric. One's a ghost, one's a poison, and one's normal. That is a little bit of an interesting combination. There's also the fact that there's also steel type, so let's see. We got Typhlosion, Mischievous, and Fury.
The battles are intensifying to a fever pitch. This is round 4.
Well, that took care of one.
There it is. Knockout. So, what will be the next Pokemon? Oh, it's Fluffy. It's a fierce battle.
Well, it's already paralyzed, so it can't paralyze me again.
That inflicted some damage. There's the attack. Hit. That was good. The heated action continues. Here it comes. Thunder. Light. That's a hit. Yes, it's going down. Which Pokemon will join the battle now? Pokemon have been chosen. Oh, it's Spark! A hot battle is unfolding.
Let's see how it does with strength. Threw a rock at it. Big rock.
It used Thunder Wave. It's gripped by paralysis. There's a big HP difference between the two combatants. There it goes. That's it. A Noah Frank. Yes, it's a hit. Oh, it collapsed. There's only one Pokemon.
Alright, one more left.
Oh, it's Electro. This is the last Pokemon. They're both hanging tough. A horrible streak. Their defense stat went down.
Is it gonna blow up?
What's this? Hit. That inflicted some damage.
I have a feeling it's gonna blow up.
The white hot battle continues. What now? The target is weakened further. What next? Hit! That was good. It's a fierce battle.
Sonic Boom.
A light hit.
That still only does 20 no matter how many screeches you do.
Could this be it? Wham!
Alrighty. Blizz!
Down. And there goes the battle.
End battle. Alright. A lot of normal types, 2 water types, grass flying type. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Well, I'm gonna see about. I mean, I really hope I don't come across that Miltank. But we're gonna do Crawback. No. Crawback, Typhlosion, and Meganium.
Cries of Pokemon echo all over Pokemon Stadium. Will these cries turn into roars of victory?
There we go. Crobat.
Begins now.
Ah, the flashbacks. Okay, well, hopefully it'll confuse and hit itself.
Supersonic.
Alright. That's one step. How about the part where you hit yourself? Hmm.
Trainer do now?
Hmm.
A hot battle.
Ah. Hit yourself. No. No.
Blew up high. Sparks are flying from both competitors.
Not exactly going the way that I was kind of hoping
Here
it
comes the Pokemon Switch.
would. What on earth are you doing? Oh. That actually kind of... Oh, I was going to say it was actually going to be helpful, but
The flow of battle.
it got paralyzed.
Oh, an abrupt Pokemon switch. The Pokemon appears with a cry.
What was the point of that?
Oh, it flew high again. How will this newly switched
Really the only thing I got going for me.
and yet another Pokemon switch?
Stop doing that.
This Pokemon is rejoining the battle. A sharp attack. That's it. What impact will this Pokemon switch have on the battle?
Switch all you want, but...
What now? It appears to be impervious to damage. Oh, its speed is down.
Not that its speed could get any lower because it's paralyzed, but,
The white-hot battle continues.
switch out again?
Pokemon is returning to its Pokeball. The Pokeball opens to reveal its Pokemon.
Stop stalling!
What's next? No, that didn't connect. How will this Pokemon switch affect the
Oh, it probably switched out because of the confusion.
Body Slam? Right, that's a hit. Down it goes. Which Pokemon will join the battle now?
Alright, it's likely to have rollouts. So... Ganium's gonna have to... We're gonna also reflect, so... No! Oh, no!
It appears to be attracted to the
I wasn't even going to attack it. I was gonna set up a barrier to protect from your shenanigans like that.
How's that? The hit glanced right off. It's better protected against physical attacks.
Yes.
Crowd excitement is building from this heated battle.
I'm gonna poison powder it because it's being such a annoying little
Much attracted by the
annoying little. I can't even come up with a good word for it. It's just annoying. Probably not little though. Yeah, he's a big cow.
attracted to the other Pokemon. It's a fierce battle. What now? That did little damage. This Pokemon is very much attracted by the opponent.
Can you stop?
What next? A light pack. It appears to be attracted to the other Pokemon. Reflect
And of course the reflect faded before the attraction does.
hot battle continues. There's the attack. Yes, it's a hit. Just one Pokemon remains. Oh, it's Typhlosion. It's down to the last Pokemon.
It's gonna do roll out with Typhlosion. It's just gonna do it. It's gonna do it. It's gonna do it.
How's that? It appears to
Or it's gonna attract again.
Hey, it became attracted to the opponent. They're both hanging tough. This Pokemon is very much attracted by
May not have rollout, but it's still ticking me off like a Miltank would.
it's a fierce battle. What now? Hit! That inflicted some damage. It appears to be attracted to the other Pokemon. A hot battle is unfolding. What next? Great hit! Whoa, that was close. This Pokemon is very much attracted by the opponent. Will the next could this be it? Out of there!
Freaking fire spin all over again.
Pokemon! And there goes the battle!
I guess after that fiasco, I need to go back to school. Even though this is kind of this is kind of outdated. This is kind of outdated information. Well, I mean, some of the key stuff is still applies, but Great teens, I am Earl. Whether you want to become a mighty trainer or just learn to win more battles, I'm the man to see. Let's get started. Today's theme is brushing up on basic rules. At the stadium, there are several cup tournaments and a variety of battles. Although each has different restrictions on which Pokemon may enter, the battle rules are virtually identical. Let us begin with the basic rules. First, choose 6 Pokemon from your list of qualifiers. These 6 Pokemon will form your team. Choose the 3 Pokemon you want to battle from the 6 of your team. Once you've chosen your combatants, the battle will be underway. To win the tournament, you must defeat all of your opponents. Okay, now give it your best shot. Do you understand I tell you? I see. Then may I ask you a question? Here's a question. I love talking about Pokemon. What is my name? Your name is Earl. Okay, that's it. That's correct. Glad you listened carefully to my lessons. There are several battle rules that every trainer must obey. It'd be best if you learn all the rules that must be followed in all battles. 2 or more Pokemon cannot be frozen or asleep at the same time. However, it is okay for one Pokemon to be asleep and another to be frozen. You cannot use self-destruct or explosion when you and your opponent are down to your last Pokemon. If you do, you automatically lose even if your opponent Pokemon faints. Also, Destiny Bond and Parasong Song will fail. Okay, give it your best shot. What did I just said applies to which battle in Pokemon? All battles! Okay, that's it. Your Pokemon's evolution is a time for celebration. Become stronger and more attractive. So what could there be possibly to complain about? Well, for one thing, Pokemon that evolve by leveling up learn moves much more slowly than they did before they evolved. For example, Cubone can learn Bone Rush at level 41, but its evolved form, Marowak, can't learn that move until it reaches level 53. Even though some cup tournaments have level restrictions, you should consider canceling evolution until your Pokemon have learned some desirable moves. To stop an evolution that ends progress, simply press the B button. Before you let your Pokemon evolve, check when it'll learn new moves. No need to evolve your Pokemon. Hey silly, this kind of preliminary work is when your battle actually begins. Cubone evolves into what Pokemon? I was trying to hit Marowak the first time. This is what happens when the C buttons are replaced by the right stick. Pokemon that evolve using a stone, such as a fire stone or water stone, often learn extremely few moves after evolution. Even though some cups have level restrictions, rushing evolution may not be a good idea. Here's an example. Vulpix can use a fire stone to evolve into Ninetales, but Ninetales can only learn one move, Fire Spin. At the very least, you should have Vulpix learn Flamethrower before letting it evolve. Make your Pokemon learn the moves you want them to know before you make them evolve. On the other hand, there are some moves that can be learned only after evolution. This makes for quite a dilemma. For example, Sunkern learns Giga Drain at level 46. However, it evolves into Sunflora at level 31. It learns Petal Dance. If you want it to learn this move, it can't learn Giga Drain. Moves learned before evolution are those learned after evolution. What should be learned and at what levels? Be sure to weigh all the options carefully before you evolve your Pokemon. Same goes for Pokemon that evolve through trading or tameness. I recommend that you time your evolutions based on the levels of which Pokemon learn moves. Here's a question. When evolving Pokemon, what did I say you should consider? Moves. Okay, that's it! That's correct. Alright. Type combinations. Pokemon and moves come of a variety of types, such as normal, fire, water, grass, electric, and ghost. There are 17 types in all. Now 18 by the time that I'm playing this. The key point is that not only are Pokemon classified by type, but there are types for moves too. The combination of type of Pokemon under attack and the type of the attack move is referred to as the type matchup. If the type matchup is good, it is possible to inflict double the damage. On the other hand, if the type matchup is bad, attack may not have any effect at all. Here's an example. Water-type Pokemon are strong against Fire-type attacks, but are weak against Grass-type attacks. As you can see, a Pokemon type is very important when it's under attack. We have here a Fire-type move. It is super effective against Grass-type Pokemon, but weak against Water-type Pokemon. As you can see, a move type becomes important when used for an attack. How many types of Pokemon are there in all? Well, good thing 18 is not an option because, at the time that this game came out, it was 17. Exploiting weaknesses. Exploiting the opponent's weaknesses. This is a basic strategy for Pokemon battles. If you use an attack that matches up favorably against the defender's type, you inflict double the damage. For example, let's attack a flying type Pokemon with an electric type move. Ah, see? It picked on a weak spot to cause double the damage. Even Volker, the bird user, would be aghast. Similarly, attacking a water-type Pokemon with a grass-type move or attacking a grass-type Pokemon with a fire-type move will be super effective. In contrast, if an attack is not very effective, the type matchup is bad. That means the move's impact will be half of its usual level. If the move has no effect, then the type matchup is simply the worst. The move's power will drop to 0, so it will be unable to inflict any damage at all. For example, Self-Destruct is a normal type move. It has no effect on Ghost type Pokemon because that type matchup is the worst. To avoid such an embarrassing situation, read and review the material and type matchups in the library. Here's a question. Self-Destruct will not work against which type of Pokemon? Ghost! Type changes. Do you... Well, new at the time. Do you know that there are 2 new types that appear in the Gold and Silver versions? The Dark and Steel types. The Dark type is tough against Psychic type, but weak against the Fighting type. Steel types are unaffected by poison, but weak against fire. There are also some Pokemon that have changed types. Magnemite and Magneton are 2 such Pokemon. Instead of just being the Electric type in Gen 1, now they are the Electric and Steel type Pokemon. What do you think? Does the enhanced defense give them this a welcome age, or do the additional matchup weaknesses outweigh the positive aspects? These were also some fixes that they made as far as part of the quality of life changes between 1 and 2. Ghost type moves are now effective against Psychic types, or rather super effective. Bug type moves are not as effective against Poison type Pokemon as they were before. These are some changes. Pardon? Or you want to learn more, do you? Then off you go to the library. There you'll find a whole variety of reference materials and an excellent place to study and review data. Where do I recommend that you study and review data? Pokemon Mansion. Silver Cave. Status problems. I'm sure you know about status problems. They are conditions such as poison, sleep, and burn that put you in a disadvantage in battle. But do you know that there are other conditions that are similar to status problems? Allow me to explain. A track could cause infatuation, preventing a male Pokemon from attacking a female half the time and vice versa. The move Nightmare works only on sleeping opponents. Each turn it steals away a quarter of the victim's HP. The move Cursed, when used by a Ghost-type Pokemon, causes the victim to lose a quarter of HP every turn. These are only a few examples. Now this part is very important, so listen closely. Some status problems even affect a Pokemon's stats. For example, not only does a burn cause damage every turn, it also weakens attack power. Paralysis may immobilize a Pokemon, but also sharply reduces speed. Knowing that, you could deliberately use a status problem to make up for your own Pokemon's weaknesses, but regardless of whether your Pokemon is weak or strong, whatever Pokemon you use, your love and strategy will help you win. I told you about conditions that appear similar to status problems. Which of these was I talking about? Attract! Moves and Pokemon types. As you know, Pokemon and moves come with a variety of types. When a Pokemon is attacking, if its type is the same as the move type, the move's impact will increase to 1.5 times its usual level. For example, if an electric-type Pikachu uses an electric-type move, the attack will have 1.5 times its usual power. In the same manner, if a normal-type move is used by a normal-type Pokemon, the attack will also be 1.5 times more powerful than it would be if a Pokemon of a different type used it. Don't forget this important point. Of course, since this combination only multiplies the power of attack moves by 1.5, support moves that aren't used for attack are not affected. Let's say Gengar uses a Ghost-type move such as Spite or Confuse Ray. In such a case, the move's accuracy or effect will not be boosted by the identical type combination. There are also moves that inflict fixed amounts of damage. These will not be multiplied by a factor of 1.5 either. I'll cover this topic in greater detail a bit later, so please keep this point in mind. Which type of move is powered up 1.5 times power when used by a Water-type Pokemon? Water! Support moves. Support moves. Do you use them effectively in battle? When used correctly, they can greatly improve your chances of winning. There are a great deal of support moves. If you learn to use them properly, you can become a modern-day ninja. Try a move that causes status problems. If the foe becomes paralyzed, burned, or falls asleep, the battle will be much easier. For example, Thunder Wave and Confuse Ray are very powerful. As a countermeasure, you can use Safeguard to prevent status problems for 5 turns, or you can use Heal Bale to cure all of your Pokemon of status problems. There are some stats, such as attack, defense, and accuracy, that can be temporarily affected by moves during battle. Use moves like Belly Drum and Sword Dance on your own Pokemon before attacking. Those moves strongly boost attack power. To counteract such moves, use Haze. It will return any Pokemon stat change back to normal. However, be aware that this move will work on both your Pokemon and the opponent and will reset stats regardless of whether the ability is up or down. 2 other moves you might find useful are Reflect and Light Screen. Reflect halves the damage from physical attacks over 5 turns, and Light Screen halves the damage from special attacks. Ah yes, any alter stat will return to normal if the Pokemon is switched out. It may be effective to obstruct switching by using a move such as Spider Web or Mean Look. Foresight is another move. It returns the opponent's evasiveness to normal. There are far too many moves for me to describe them all. Your homework assignment is to study the rest on your own. I think Foresight also allows normal and fighting Pokemon to hit Ghost Pokemon. When you attack, how do you choose which moves to use? Do you base your decision solely on the move's power? I recommend that you consider moves that have added effects. Truth be told, these can be very convenient. For example, there are moves that give the target status problems. Those moves don't just inflict damage, they can also cause status problems like paralysis, poison, freezing, burn, and confusion. Dizzy Punch is a good example. It has a 1 in 5 chance of confusing the target, a very nice bonus. Moves such as Headbutt or Bite strike first, the defending Pokemon may flinch and be unable to respond in the same turn. Yes, this too is a type of added effect. There are also moves that limit inflict damage and lower stats like defense and evasiveness. For example, Psychic has a 1 in 10 chance of reducing the target's special defense. Some moves raise the attacker's stats after inflicting damage on the target. Steel Wing is one example. It has a 1 in 10 chance of raising the user's defense. Are you getting all this? Moves with added effects can be very convenient. I suggest you try them yourself. What is the added effect of the move Headbutt? Flinching. Recovery moves. Pokemon moves are not only for attack, there are also those that heal Pokemon. Let me describe some to you. First, moves that restore HP include Recover, Milk Drink, and Soft Boiled. Each of these restore HP by exactly 1/2 of the maximum HP. Morning Sun, Synthesis, and Moonlight are HP restoring moves that vary in effectiveness depending on the time they are used. In battle, however, these moves restore HP by 1/2 the maximum HP no matter what time of day it is. Ah yes, there are also Leech Life, Mega Drain, Giga Drain, Dream Eater, and Absorb. These moves inflict damage, but they also return half the HP of that damage to the user, so in a way, these can be considered healing moves. But it's not only about restoring HP, there are moves that get rid of stats problems too. Heal Bell, for example, eliminates all stats programs for all of the Pokemon of your party. The move Rest fully restores HP and gets rid of any status programs. Your Pokemon sleeps for 2 turns to rid itself of problems like burn and paralysis. Simultaneously, any stats that were affected by problems such as lower attack due to a burn or reduced speed due to paralysis will be fixed. However, even Rest can't change stats that were altered by other support moves or by other means, so attack raised by using Meditate will remain unchanged, as well as accuracy reduced by an opponent's Flash. Incidentally, to restore alter stats, you can either switch Pokemon or use Haze. I already described this move in my lesson on support moves, remember? Which move inflicts damage and restores the user's HP by half the damage inflicted? Set damage moves. Do you know about set damage attacks? These moves inflict fixed amounts of damage regardless of the user's attack and power and the target's defense. Let me give you some examples. The normal type move Sonic Boom always inflicts 20 HP of damage. Similarly, the Dragon type move Dragon Rage consistently inflicts 40 HP. The Ghost type move Nightshade and the Fighting type move Seismitox also work similarly. These moves hit the target with the same amount of HP damage as the user's level. The Psychic type move Sideway is an interesting move. At its weakest, it only inflicts 1 HP damage. At its strongest, it inflicts damage as 1.5 times the normal level. Whatever that is. There's something I need to tell you. Even if your Pokemon's type and its attack move type are identical, the move's power will not be multiplied times 1.5. The move's power will also not change, even if the type matchup is good or bad. In other words, the move will be neither super effective nor not very effective. The move will also not hit a weak spot, i.e. a critical hit. Of course, since they are set damage moves, it's only natural that their power is not doubled, multiplied by 1.5, or halved. That said, whatever the move works or not does depend on type matchups. For example, Seismitoss is a fighting type move, so it won't work on ghost type Pokemon. In that regard, it's no different from other moves. Similarly, Strength and Mega Punch are also ineffective against ghost type Pokemon. Be aware of this important point. Be sure to check the opposing Pokemon's type. Which move inflicts damage regardless of the attack and defense stats? Seismitoss. Depending on the moves your Pokemon can use, there are a number of tactics you can devise. Yes, I'm talking about your battle strategy. Now listen closely, I'm about to discuss the relationship between move and tactics. Take, for example, the moves Fly and Dig. Both moves protect the user most of the time from taking damage on the first turn. Fly makes the user fly high into the sky, while Dig lets the users hide underground. On the next turn, the user Pokemon can strike. Let me demonstrate how useful a 2-turn attack can be. Remember, the user won't take a hit on the first turn. Suppose your opponent uses a move such as Solar Beam or Skull Bash that requires the user to charge up for one turn before striking. If you immediately use Dig or Fly, your opponent attack won't strike, it'll strike out. Since the user won't be able to hit for an entire turn, you can also use these moves just to waste time. For example, you can poison your opponent, inflict damage on every turn, then use Fly or Dig. Even if your Pokemon won't be able to attack, it'll avoid getting hit and damage will still be done to the opponent. Similarly, if the opponent uses a protective move such as Safeguard or Reflect, keeping using 2-turn moves to waste time over the 5 turns, the protection move lasts. Are you starting to get the hang of it? There's always a way to beat a Pokemon and its moves. Try coming up with your own good plan before you go into battle. The move Dig has a relatively unique feature. What is it? 2-turn attack. Move changes. The effects or damage ratings for some moves have also changed. Yes, things are certainly a bit different since the days of Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. Be sure you learn all you can about these changes. Boy, would I have something to tell you by the time we hit Gen 9. But I digress. First, let's review some moves that have changed type. Bite has become a dark type move, while Karate Chop has become a fighting move. Likewise, Gust has now become a flying type move. All 3 of these started out as normal type moves. The damage ratings for some moves such as Double Edge, Wing Attack, and Dig have changed. The accuracy has also changed for some moves such as Blizzard, Whirlwind, and Rock Throw. The moves Light Screen and Reflect are now effective for 5 turns each. They create barriers on the spot so they remain in place even if the target Pokemon switches out. There are added effects and altered probabilities for other moves too. Your homework assignment is to look these up yourself. It's important to try and see what these moves do. Light Screen lasts for how many turns? 5. Residual effect changes. In the past, if a target Pokemon's type was identical to an attack move's type, the attack's move added effect would never work. The Gold and Silver versions have changed things a bit. Now, even if the defending Pokemon's type is identical to the attack move's type, the added effect may or may not work. Yeah, this changed in Generation 6. Because, for Generations 2 and 5, Pokemon can be paralyzed, can be affected by moves that are the same to their type. So Electric type can still be paralyzed. Fire types could still be burned. Poison types could be poisoned, so on and so forth. But Generation 6 says, you know what, that doesn't really make any sense, so certain status effects won't affect certain types. Oh. Which apparently are also still exceptions as of Gen 2. There are still some exceptions. Attacking a poison-type Pokemon with poison-type will not poison it in the same manner. An ice-type cannot easily be frozen by an ice-type move, and a fire-type attack won't easily burn a fire-type Pokemon. Pokemon are not affected as often by status problems that match their own types. Other than those exceptions, the added effect moves will affect all Pokemon even if attack and defender types match. Trainer battle switching. If you win a stadium battle without any of your Pokemon fainting, you earn a continue. Of course, that would just be wonderful, but don't just switch Pokemon first giving it some thought. Why, you ask? Let me explain. When a Pokemon's in trouble, the trainer's first instinct is to switch it. Keeping your Pokemon safe certainly is important, but don't forget it takes one full turn to switch. That means the Pokemon you bring out will be immediately vulnerable to attack. Ouch! And if that attack inflicts major damage, the new Pokemon could be history in just one more turn, so instead of helping you, switching could even put you deeper in the hole. Although it may be painful, you might be better off to keep the hurt Pokemon in the battle until it faints. Although that Pokemon will become useless to you, the next Pokemon will enter the battle with all of its HP intact. I believe that while it's hard to leave a hurt Pokemon battle, it's also a sign of love. There are times when one must learn to endure. Did you know the Pokemon stats special split into special attack and special defense? Oh, you knew that already. But perhaps you don't know everything about it. Before, special combined both attack and defense. Now special attack? Oh, well. This split affects certain moves. For example, the move Amnesia used to sharply raise special. Now, it strongly boosts special defense alone. It has no effect on special attack. In contrast, the move growth has been altered to raise only special attack. It does not affect special defense at all. Strategy is becoming more and more important, but don't worry, as long as you long pay close attention to my lessons, you should have no problems. Special attack and special. I was...
Okay, first, let me see. Very, very simple.
Okay, it's actually down this time. Okay, this is the part that's a little outdated. Do you know there are two kinds of attacks, physical attacks and special attacks? The type of move determines whether an attack is physical or special. Yeah, this is the outdated part, because, well, it is still true that physical attacks are determined on attack and defense stats, and special attack is determined on special attack and special defense stats. It's now strictly based on move instead of type, but as of Gen 2, the physical attacks would be based on normal, fighting, bug, flying, ground, rock, ghost, poison, and steel, and special attacks would be fire, water, electric, grass, ice, psychic, dragon, and dark.
Very, very simple.
But from Gen 4 onward, they just made the physical and move, physical and special moves based on the move as opposed to the type of the move. Holding an item. Now, everyone, do you know a Pokemon can battle while holding an item? There are many kinds of hold items, such as those that restore HP and those that enhance abilities. Take, for example, hold items that raise the power of specific type of moves. Mystic Water and Black Belt are two such items. Holding these items boosts the power of a Pokemon's move by about 10%. The key point here is that there's no link between the item and the type of Pokemon using it. Hearthstone raises the power of Rock-type moves. Suppose we give it to the Water-type Pokemon Marill. That boosts the power of the Rock-type move rollout by 10%. Be careful. According to Stadium rules, each Pokemon in your party must hold a different kind of item. Think about your strategy before you hand out items to your Pokemon. So yeah, you get a star for like completing a section. So yeah, now this is just kind of like a repeated list of questions that we need to get 8 out of 10 to pass. If a Pokemon learns moves by leveling up, what happens to the way it learns moves after it evolves? It slows down. Which move makes the user take off to the sky, then strike? Fly. What stat goes down for this condition? Burn. Attack. Which of these can't be brought into Stadium's battle? Revival Herb. To earn a continue, which of these conditions must all of your Pokemon avoid? Fainted. Which of the following is Bind's move type? Normal. Which of the following types is new in Gold and Silver? Steel. Can a Grimer be poisoned by Sludge Bomb? No. Of the registered Pokemon, how many can actually battle? 3. This is the final question. Which move can normally heal half the maximum HP? Oh. I think it was Moonlight. That should have been it, and I hit Leech Life instead. You qualified! Splendid! So yeah, you have to kind of battle against these, Okay, the students are eager to try out what they learn from Ale. The rules are simple. You'll be provided with team Pokemon from which you'll choose 3 correct Pokemon. Then you will battle. If you win with the correct Pokemon, you get a star. If you win with other Pokemon, you'll get a flame symbol. Battle's already underway when you start choosing your Pokemon. You can't make intelligent choices if you don't know what kind of moves your Pokemon have. Don't know how to check moves? When choosing battle Pokemon, hold down the R button while selected. This will show you the moves of selected Pokemon. Use this feature on your Crystal to star every student. Well, there's 7 of these suckers, and I don't really have all day for this. So, I mean, the Gym Leader Castle is also not as different from the Gym Leader Castle in the first game, so we'll probably pass on that. And I'm just gonna end with some quizzes and mini game. So, all right, 15 questions. Use the C button to answer. Get as many correct answers as possible. You lose 10 seconds for each incorrect answer. Press start to quick. Quick draw quiz. Let's begin. How many tails does Vulpix have? 6. What is this Pokemon? Dugtrio. Which of these Pokemon only exists as a male? Tauros. What is this Pokemon? Dunsparce. Which of the following is a grass-flying Pokemon? Hoppip. 5 questions cleared. Growlithe is what kind of Pokemon? Fire. If this Pokemon evolves twice, what does it become? Nidoqueen. Which type of Pokemon does the gym leader Brock use? Rock. The fast ship sails between Vermilion City and where? I think it... Nope, it's not Goldenrod. Oops. You lose 10 seconds. Togetic is a white Pokemon. Which Pokemon is also white? Dewgong. Swinub is a brown Pokemon. Which Pokemon is also brown? Kabutops. 10 questions cleared. If this Pokemon evolves once, what'll it be? I hit Starmie. Corsola is a pink Pokemon. Which Pokemon is silver? Oh, okay. That was quite a... Question number 14. Which Pokemon carries an egg on its stomach? Chansey. 15. What category is Meowth listed in the Pokedex? Scratch Cat. 16. What type is Dragonair? Dragon. Which of the following is a water electric type? Oh, 14 questions correct. All right, let's do the minigame championship. All right, let's do normal. How many tokens to become the champ? Should we max out at 9? I say let's max out at 9. Who's gonna roll the dice? The computer. Earn lots of coins. The winner of the next minigame earns 2 coins. Rampage rollout. Use the control pad to run around the track. The first to complete 9 laps wins. Press the A button to leave a dust cloud. You can earn and save up to 3 dust clouds per lap, depending on your rank. Ah, you jerks. Uh... Man, I sucked on that one. Ah, man. Topsy-turvy. Use the control stick to strike the opponent. Knock your opponent out of the ring 5 times to win. Press A button to use rapid spin. Use this move to knock your opponent out of the ring. The heck? Ah. Man, I suck. I used to be a lot better at these. And of course, it's the one who already has coins. Clear Cut Challenge. Press the A button to cut falling logs at the white line. There are 5 logs in all. Time your cuts. Cutting above the white line will cost you points. The one with the highest score totals wins. First cut. Oh. Yo! Okay, that was better. All right. Ah! I almost had it. Come on, I need to get on the board. 2 coins. Tumbling Togepi. Run downward using the control stick to avoid flowers, boulders, and logs. Step on an arrow to speed up. You can jump over logs, but you will slow down. The first one to the goal wins. Oh, it's basically the Rattata game, just a little different. If the leader doesn't win, everyone else gets 2 coins. The leader has to prevent that. Alright, Here it's Frolic. Press the control pad to move it to the grass, release it to move back to the center. Press the A button to shoot the ball forward, get the most points to win. Yeah, you want to have it towards, like, your own goal. In a way, this is the mini games for both Stadium were kind of like a mini Mario Party. Great ball! Ultra ball! Ultra ball! Master ball! Mine! 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 Also mine! Mine! Yay! I finally won one, and I think it's everyone else gets 2 coins. Here, maybe I could steal 2 from the leader. Or not. I could still earn 2 coins. That would also be preferable. Okay. Delibird's Delivery. Fill up the stack with up to 5 gifts using the control stick and carry it to the top. Highest score wins. Earn points for picking up the same items in a row. Nintendo 64, where the Pikachu one. Move out of the way! Hey! I get 2 coins. Gutsy Golbat. Tap the A button reveal to go up. Use the control stick to move from side to side. The one with the most hearts win. Your hearts will scare you, get hit Magnemite, or get hit hard by an opponent. Out of my way. Oh, a face-off between two computer characters. Oh, there are two top players. Pichu's power plant. Alright, angle and zap. So we gotta, when Electrode pops out, we gotta hit the right angle and the right button. Come on! Void. That would have been a good payoff, man. I guess I'm just gonna have to try to get 2 more coins. Eager Eevee. When Apom opens the lid, dash to the fruit with A button. Press the B button to take a dash. The race is run 5 times. Get the highest score to win. Oops. Alright. Alright. Now I have to hope not for a 5 or 6. Barrier ball. Okay, use the control stick to move and hit the ball back. Press A button to hit a smash. Earn a point for getting the ball in the point score, and lose a point when goal when scored on. Get a total of 5 points to win. That didn't go the way I wanted to. Streaming Stampede. Press the A button and count the Pokemon visiting the studio. There are 5 questions. Even if you don't get the right answer, you can still earn points for getting close. Get the highest score to win. $10 points for Perkin. Let's count McCargo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The answer is 8. Oh. Oh, yeah, I gotta press the A button to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count Pikachu and Ammonite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. Togepi to Duo and Slugma. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All Pokemon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I win the counting game. I get my 2 coins back. Egg Emergency. Catch the fallen eggs. Use L and R buttons to move from side to side. Evolve to full torp or you'll lose some of your eggs. There are 100 eggs in wall. The player who catches the most eggs wins. Nope, I gotta start the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops. Oh. Oh shit. Dang, I'm good. I'm just gonna drop it all into the river anyway. Alright, within striking distance. As long as it isn't a 5 or a 6. I mean, if I... Oh, man. It's okay. I won this one. Man, that one computer really wants to win, don't they? Well, too bad! Because I almost did it perfectly. It's okay, I won that one too. Ah. Okay. Better not be the frickin' Pineco. Of course. Man, I bit the dust on that one. Man, those balls had quite a curve to them. Okay, to be fair, that computer player really needed that coin. Tumbling Togepi. Man. Of course it'd be this one. Oh, hey, I won! Yeah! It's cutting it kind of close. Blocked! Alrighty, I won! I'm the minigame champion. All right, that was definitely a fun outing, but I am gonna call it a night. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Hope you all have yourselves a great time as well. As far as I know, the next stream will be back to Kingdom Hearts. In the meantime, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful evening and take care.